The defeated Entente troops retreat after 5 years of trench warfare. They lost the war and were forced to accept a bitter peace. In 1919, France capitulated, and then England too. The syndicalist revolution took over the homelands of democracy. The king was forced to flee into exile into Canada. He was accompanied by a retinue of royalists and his crown insignia, the mighty home fleet. And the darkest hour has come. But not all was lost. After arriving in Canada, British politicians take over the local parliament, establishing a joint House of Lords. The famous writer and political activist Winston Churchill delivered a speech that gave new spirit to the cause.
In our empire, we're on the seas, armed and guarded by the British fleet. But carry on the struggle until in God's good time, the new world, with all its power and might, steps forth to the rescue and the liberation of the old.
After consolidating their forces, the Entente goes into action. Their primary objective is to dismantle the syndicalist regime in South Africa. After losing the continent, the remaining colonies are the last bastion of the old republics. The French, Portuguese, British, Canadians, together they throw down the gauntlet against the Red Enemy. Mechanized forces begin their attack and their target is the garrison defending the road to Pretoria. The mechanized reserves of the syndicalists are mobilizing for action. These battle-worn armored vehicles have witnessed numerous battles. Suffering from a lack of tanks, Entente uses anti-aircraft guns to destroy vehicles and fortified positions. The infantry, supported by vehicle fire, launches a bayonet charge. Positions are gained one by one, but in dense bushes each step can be a deadly trap. The battle is also a test for the newly formed Allied air forces. Tactical bombers help crush the fortified bastion. Fighting in the bush is hard and exhausting for soldiers and vehicles. After several days of fierce fighting, the fortress was captured. The victory in South Africa was a turning point, consolidating the forces of the Entente. The Allied troops once again believed that the cause was not lost. After the outbreak of the Civil War in the United States, the Entente, on behalf of Canada, decides to act and secures the territory of New England. They counteract the forces of the Syndicalist Revolution, using local militias, commandos and the Canadian-British Navy. Marksmen hunt for syndicalists lost in the forests. Local patriots know this land very well, unlike fighters sent from Union of Britain and France. Syndicalists try to quickly take over key points, but they fall into numerous ambushes. Artillery observers direct ship fire at enemy positions. The revolutionary forces are wiped out and must retreat from New England. This is another significant success for the Entente, and a card in future negotiations with the United States. The first steps have been taken, but the road to reclaim the old continent is still distant, and will require greater sacrifices and bloodshed.